Alright guys, hi. So this video will be trying to explain the Pascal's principle. First of all, we have this statement. It says this: any change in pressure at any point of a confined fluid is transferred and diminished throughout the fluid. That means that if you have 2 points of a system in which you have you will have the same pressure. That's this: P1 is equal to P2. Remember that the pressure is equal to the force divided by the area. So that means this, okay, that you have a force 1 in area 1 of the first section of a system that has to be equal to the force 2 divided by the area 2. Okay, so in most of the problems you need to obtain the force 2, that is like the force of the larger piston. Okay, this kind of problems is usually used for the Pascal principle is usually used to solve problems for pistons in hydraulic systems. So the force 2 is equal to the force 1 times the area 2 divided by the area 1. Okay, so this can be like the formula to obtain the force from these kind of problems. Okay, now let's continue working with the same formula, but now in different situations. Well, for just one situation, how can we solve problems for that? Okay, so we have right here the situation. We want to increase the force number 2. So we have different options. One option is to increase the area of the second piston. That's like the larger piston, because as it is a product and is directly proportional, it will also increase it. Also, if you increase the force that you are applying in the first piston, you will have a higher force for the second piston. And the third option is to decrease the area 1. That is the area of the first piston, that is the smaller piston. Okay, so we have these three options to increase the force number 2. That is this, okay, to increase the area or to increase the force applied, or to decrease the area of the smaller piston, that is the one in which we are applying the force. Just remember that if you want to have the opposite, so everything will be the opposite. Okay, so to decrease the force to something that will cause the force to decrease is decrement on the area of 2 or the force supplied, or if you increment the area of the first piston, okay, any of those things will decrease the force number 2. But that's not usually the thing that you are being asked for in the problems. You are usually being asked to increase the force in the second piston, that's the larger piston. Okay, so I think that's gonna be everything for this video. This is like the idea of the Pascal's principle. It's just to know that the pressure is the same, and as the pressure is the same, we can have this kind of these kind of formulas. Okay, well, that's it, and goodbye.